Welcome to the Art and Hustle Podcast, a gallery of conversations, a space where you can hear all the amazing stories and life lessons of my guests. I'm your host, LINDALCHEUNG, fashion designer turned multimedia artist, and I want to give you a space to tell your story.
Champagne et caviar, ayant trouvé ses mémoires. C'est un film un peu slack, dis à poupe si je claque. Je veux que ce soit dans un lac, un lac. Un cognac, écoute-moi bien, j'avais 30 ans, écoute-moi bien, j'avais 30 ans.
It's been so long, and it looks like it's been 5 minutes because you haven't changed a bit, except more gorgeous.
More blonde, right?
More gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. Welcome to the Art and Hustle Gallery of Conversation.
I'm honored. I'm so honored.
Today we have Dierdra, a really good friend that we used to work together a long time ago at Kids Headquarters. And I started these podcasts to tell the stories of all these amazing people that I've come across, all these amazing people who come to my show, who I've worked with, who I've met on Instagram. And I want this place to be a healing place, a place of conversation, a place to give people tips and tricks of how to get into industries, how to get through life's struggles and success. And anybody who's watching, if they can help the cause and click subscribe so we can get this out to more people as my hair goes crazy.
Beautiful, happy hair.
I know. It's like, which way? This way? I don't know.
Lovely. Either way.
Yeah, so what helps us is people click subscribe. Any comments, questions that people might have, that helps us. So where are you? You're in Brooklyn now?
Yes.
Yes, still in Brooklyn?
Yes, still in Brooklyn. I feel like I've been in all over Brooklyn. I've been like Crown Heights, Park Slope, Bed-Stuy. Bay Ridge, I've been all over Brooklyn.
You are all Brooklyn now. You're supporting Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. I've always loved Brooklyn. It's got an energy and vibe to it that I just love.
It really does.
I want this to get to know you and where you grew up, where you started, how you got into where we met, and then how and what you're doing now, because you're doing amazing things now. I'm so super excited for you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much, and likewise. I'm a big fan. So, I want to say a long story because I've been around for a while, but so I was born and raised in Brooklyn. First American born in my family. I come from both my mother and my father are from Panama. They're Panamanian. And why that's significant, all of that, is because being the first American born in my family, it was a big deal.
Yeah, huge.
It meant that I was born into opportunities.
Yeah.
So as a baby, whenever I would go visit Panama, they would nickname me the celebrity. They say, "Oh, here comes the celebrity. Here comes the celebrity." Now, I don't know how that infused into my being, but I've always had the desire to be in the arts, to be performing. As a matter of fact, when my mother took me to a performance in Lincoln Center. My mother raised me as a single mom, single parent. Yeah, and she took me to a performance in Lincoln Center, and I was about 6 years old, and she. We sat up in the balcony. I remember saying to her, "Mom, I want to go down there," because we were so high up. She says, "No, our seats are up here." And I said, "No, I have to be down there where they are on the stage."
Oh,
that was the prophecy. That was it right there.
How old were you?
I was like 6, if not 7. Oh no, I had to have been 6 because she put me in dance. After that, she put me in a dance school at 7. So I was 6.
And how many siblings do you have?
Well, I'm my mother's only child, but my
Mm,
father has 3 other sons.
okay.
So still the firstborn for my father, firstborn for my mother,
Mhm.
and first American born.
Yeah.
So the significant thing there is, while I had this desire in me as a child, um, growing up in school, all the teachers thought I was smart. And when I said I wanted to be an actress and I wanted to be, in the entertainment, they steered me away from that, saying that it was not the thing to do. It was not smart to do because I was good at math. Maybe I should be an accountant and really focus on something that was more sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember them saying that acting was just not a good choice
Yeah, because
because
it's not secure,
stable.
it's not for sure. You might be a starving, actress or artist.
Exactly.
So it's same thing how
Exactly.
I grew up, where it's like art is not looked highly upon. And
Right.
they're like, no, you got to get a job. You don't want to be a starving artist. You got to get like a
Exactly.
stable job. So it's hard. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That was the thing. And so while I just couldn't do it, I really couldn't. I picked what I thought was my second choice, which
Yeah.
was fashion business. So I
Yeah.
studied
Yeah.
fashion merchandising and fashion
Hmm.
design and ended up in a career in fashion,
Yeah.
like practically most of my life. So Linda, all this time I'm
Yeah.
in fashion, and that's how we met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's how we met, because that's how I made that choice
Yeah. Kids headquarters.
at Kids Headquarters.
Hmm.
So, which I'm glad now that we met,
Exactly.
but even so, I still always had the desire in me,
Yeah.
and so later in my life,
Mhm,
I decided to take that risk, take the chance,
mhm.
leave the fashion industry,
Yeah,
start taking acting classes,
yeah,
start auditioning,
yeah,
and now I am, still very happy and proud of the decision that I made,
yeah.
making my way through this art form that I've always wanted to do since I was a little girl.
Yeah, since we were tiny, when your mom took you to that theater, I mean,
Yep.
that's amazing. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
same similar, relatable things where I was like, "Okay, well, I need a job. What can I get
Yeah.
into?" My
Right.
brother suggested, fashion design,
Right.
and, I originally went to Syracuse University first and majored in surface pattern design because they said that that was I don't know, 90% placement for a job. And I was like, oh, well,
Mm.
I need a job. So I'm going to do that
Right.
first. But I wasn't happy. I was studying it and using like a 000 brush, painting wallpaper and borders for
Uh,
just flowers. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be happy doing this for
Aw.
so
What was
I
the most
left.
frustrating thing about that for you? Like
Um,
that part?
it was because that was just like my sophomore year. So I left mid semester realizing I can't do this. Because the
Yeah.
most frustrating thing is that there wasn't much variety of freedom or creativity, and
Hmm.
it wasn't speaking to me. And
Yeah.
I left there. My brother suggested fashion, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to do fashion, I think I need to go back to New York. Because
Okay.
Syracuse had a fashion
Yeah.
program, but I was like, if I'm going to do fashion, I'm going to go to New York.
Really do it.
Yeah, and go
Yeah.
back and apply to Parsons.
Hmm.
So I went there, and then I graduated in '99 and was doing fashion for like 14 years
Right.
until
Same.
14 years until March of 2020 when COVID hit, and then they let me go.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that late, Linda. I
yeah,
didn't realize that. I thought it was before COVID.
no,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's a long
It's a
time.
long time. I've still been doing it, and I would always do
Yeah.
my side projects and art and hustle and all this other stuff. But
Oh,
yeah,
oh, wow.
because I
So
was
the
like, okay. So I was like, I think I was always scared and like, okay, I need a 9 to 5. I need to pay the
Yeah,
bills. So
yeah,
I always kept that security blanket of the 9 to 5, and then I will
right.
pursue my passions on the side when the kids
Yeah,
go to sleep.
yeah. Let's not forget that part. Let's not forget how important that is.
Yeah, yeah,
All of this art living within you and being a mom and what that means for our children to be able to see us live through these choices that we make.
Yeah. And
I
then
think it's the best
like
thing we
single,
can
I
do.
mean, and also at that point, I mean, I was married for a while, but then I was a single
And you're
mom.
single. Then you're
Yeah,
single mom.
after
Yep.
2014 around there,
Okay.
so I've been,
Yeah.
struggling, trying to, do everything, so it's hard. Like you have to balance work, family, kids. It's a tough decision to really move into your arts.
And you know what I'm noticing, Linda, as we grow through all of this.
Yeah.
I am realizing, and that's why I think it's perfect timing that the subject of kids come up right now.
Yeah.
But for us, we've had the same experience with being told that it's not a wise choice
Yeah.
at an early age, and yet still our passion leads us through.
Yeah.
Now, I feel that we have to unlearn the things that were given to us at an early age, because these things are coming. When you think about a child's mind and ambition, there's nothing that is impossible, and they approach everything so lightly and so freely.
Yeah.
And I think if we don't put these restrictions, even though it's meant all, and everybody means well, they want to help us, they want to make sure we do well. So be careful of this, be careful of that. But these things echo in us all around our vibration, and we carry them through our lives. So of course, it's going to be a little bit of, oh, this is a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, because we got this stuff we're carrying. And I think if we come to a conscious realization that that's not it, that's not the be all end all, it does not have to be a struggle.
Yeah,
then we can free ourselves from it, I think.
Yeah, and it's a lot because like my family and parents were the first, immigrants, I guess first generations here. I came here when I was 3 years old. And so from immigrants, like my parents had the typical Chinese restaurant in Long Island, and they, pushed, traditional Asian values of like, you must get straight A's, you must go to, top scholar colleges and all that. And for me, I mean, I'm an artist, so to them I was a lost cause. It's like, no, you have to follow the rules of be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is to make lots of money, finance, something like that. And
what
so
are you doing?
it's like all right, well, we don't know what Linda's gonna do, but hopefully she'll be okay, and hopefully she won't be a starving artist, so I'm just like, whatever. So it's a struggle, and we have to unlearn those things, and that's kind of the process I've been going through with all of this. And I'm loving hearing everyone's story that I've started this podcast. So you hear about the past, and you hear about like how long they've been in these industries, and then realizing I have to still do what that gut instinct is, or that passion that keeps like tapping on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Because it won't go away.
Right. Yeah. I think if like everything else that we learn, and we are in a learning process, a process of unlearning, I think like everything else, it's step by step. Right. So we have to, I think in these steps that we take, we have to remember and be sure to really give ourselves the credit for the wins.
Yeah. And be gentle. Be gentle on ourselves. Yeah.
Yes. And really look and say, wait a second, Linda, did I just set up a whole business? Did I just make a whole exhibit where like hundreds of artists have come through? Did I just inspire like thousands of people? Did I just like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So even though, you may not see particular financially what you want to at the time. Wait, did I just like change history just now? Did I just do that?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So when you really focus on, I just did that all by myself. I just defied everything that I was told and pushed through and did that and sit in that real glory. And and now you just learned something else. You just really learned for yourself, self-taught.
Yeah.
to do that. And that's what I think that's really what I think it's about. Because like I said, I'm in the same place, constantly trying to unlearn that the acting world, it's not the right choice. I have to unlearn that. It's still echoing in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm having such a ball doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, and I see so many people that I have studied with, been in the same class and scenes within class, and exploding in the act, blowing up, acting with Oscar-nominated actors.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm saying I went to school with you. Of course, we were like side by side. Of course I can. If you can, I can.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. We have to really look at the wins and really notice that it is. And I feel also if it's placed in our heart, and it's placed in our gut, and it feels good within us,
then it's not wrong.
Then it's not wrong.
So did you have an aha moment that made you finally realize to leave fashion and go into the acting in the arts?
Yes, it was when and now, mind you, I'm also a mom. You know my kids. I have 2 kids, and my daughter and I were out having ice cream, and a casting director approached me to be in a commercial, and I took a shot at it. And when I'm during filming the commercial, while the camera is focused on me, and I'm being told, okay, now do this, do that, and make this moment alive, create this moment. And I'm able to sink into a moment and do that. As that's happening, I said, that's my aha. I said, no, I have to do this. This feels great. This feels.
Well, the light went on.
The light went on, and I felt like it was a familiar knowing. Like it felt like this feels
like deja vu, maybe.
Yeah, I felt like this is where I need to be. Like, okay, I know this. This feels comfortable to me.
Yeah.
So that's when I did. That's when I said, well, what other auditions are there? This is just one. Let me go for more. Now, mind you, I started auditioning. I got way more no's than yeses.
Yeah.
Like so many no's. In a way that's very helpful because now I have very thick skin. Oh my God, I'm so like thick skinned right now. I used to go in the beginning. I used to go in the bathroom and cry when I didn't get something that I really wanted. Now I'm like, whew, I'm so like, I'm on another level of power with it. Yeah. It's so different now. It's so different. And I'm glad to say that. Like, I don't think I didn't even realize I've come to that place.
Yeah.
So that has given me something, that rejection, it's taught me, what does that really mean? If something is living in you, and if you feel good about something and you're living and breathing it, who could say no to you? Their no means actually nothing. It really, like, you really have to come to that place. I know it's words that being said, but I live it. So I really know, like, there's no way you can really say no. Like you can say it, but it's not a no to me.
Yeah.
It's just, this is a particular project that will not happen. That doesn't really mean a no for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
I
don't know.
That's beautiful. It's like, that's huge that you've gotten to that place.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Beautiful.
It's like knowing that you go to a huge grocery store and there's so many things there, and if you don't get one thing, that doesn't mean you're not going to get something else. It just means not this one, or not. It really feels like, yeah. So, and it has. I had to go through, I think, maybe thousands of rejections by now. I don't even know how many.
I mean, that's a great tip right there. Like, accept the no's and like be okay with it. Like, just realize it's gonna be lots of no's, but you just need that one yes.
Yeah, it doesn't even it doesn't really, like, I used to think, here's what it is. I used to think that the no was defining me.
Yeah.
Like it meant you're not good enough. You're
not good enough.
That's not what it means. All it means literally is, like, if you're at a buffet and you have all of this and you don't get the chocolate souffle, but you get the flan or whatever, that's what it means.
Yeah.
It's literally just not this one.
I love that.
right?
It's a huge buffet out there. Go for something
Huge,
else.
huge. Or let's say,
Get
let's
the
put it like you're dating.
tiramisu. I mean,
Yeah,
get
right?
that
Or if you're
Korean cheesecake, that jiggly cheesecake.
really, and it's great to know that in this field, like so many people that I love and admire their work,
Yeah.
I've gotten thousands of no's, and I think about, oh my God, who said no? Who said no to Viola Davis? And don't they feel so horrible right now?
Yeah, right?
Who said no?
Yeah.
Who said no to Halle Berry? Who said no to her? She got a lot of no's. Like, who are the people that said no to them?
Yeah.
And they just blew up, and they're like, oh man, we said no to her in our little short film.
Yeah. Like, what were we thinking, right? What were you thinking?
What we think is that's what it is. Every single actor out there that you love, Meryl Streep, who said no to her?
Yeah.
People say no to these wonderful people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean. Like, it doesn't change who they are and what they do.
They're still gonna keep going and
be great.
Yeah.
And be great and be great.
They're gonna live out their passion and their destiny and all of that. Now, how did you start getting into your amazing project that you've been working on that I came to see?
Well, so I really want you to come see this new one because it's so different from what you saw. You saw a short film.
Yeah.
Short film. This is a live performance. It is a one-woman show. It is a live performance, and it's so exciting.
Oh my God! Yes.
You have to come.
Yes.
So it's about the time that Eartha Kitt spoke out against the Vietnam War in the White House. And because she spoke up and protested against the war, not even protested, she literally suggested get our people out of there.
Yeah.
And it's unjust war. Get our people out of there. She offended the First Lady by speaking up, and then she was blacklisted for 10 years in America from working. So she too was a single mother and had to find a way to make a way for herself and her daughter. So she, found work outside of America just to survive. And then later, a decade later, they realized, Eartha Kitt was actually right. So let's have her come back.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. But yeah, I wanted to give light to this story and hopefully inspire people and remind people about equality, about as women, as human beings, our right to freedom of speech. And no one should be punished for this. No one should be punished for speaking out, speaking out speaking about what you believe in. So so it's a very important show. It's been getting really great reviews, a great response. We were touring when COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah, we had dates in LA, Arizona, and Ohio. So we stopped the tour. So now we're just starting back in New York.
Oh, okay. And how long is it going to stay in New York for? Because I have to see it before it moves on.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I have one date. I just finished a 5-show run at the Jean Frankel Theater in Soho.
Yeah.
And I have another date on the 25th of March, which I feel like your birthday's around there.
You're right. It is March 28th.
You see? That just hit me when I said it aloud. I'm like, wait a second.
Good memory. Good memory.
Yes. So March 25th, there's Estra Genius Festival, which is a festival for women artists. And so I'm going to have a date there. And there are other dates all in right now. For some reason, it's downtown Manhattan because some people have come to see the show and have asked me. So I'll be definitely performing in Manhattan for the next month or so. And then we'll probably go probably to LA. We'll see what's happening, but I posted all on my website. It's downtoeartha.com.
Okay, perfect. And we'll add that and we'll put the shows up on, the recording. And tell a little bit about how you got into the first one, the one I went to.
Oh, that one. Okay, so while I was studying it, I was studying with a wonderful, um, well, she's an acting instructor, but she's also a celebrity acting coach to many celebrities, including Nicole Kidman, who's like a longtime favorite. But anyway, her name is Susan Batson, and Susan Batson was my teacher, and she created something called an animal exercise, which helps us really get in tune to the instinctual part of ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We all have an animal that we identify with without even really realizing that we have characteristics of this animal when we're just acting naturally as a human being. So the exercise is to internalize an animal and put it up on 2 feet and just go about doing what you would normally do. Make a cup of coffee, all these normal behaviors. But meanwhile, if I'm a cat and I have if I have pads on my hand, everything that I do is going to have some weight to it. See, as opposed if I'm another animal that doesn't have these heavy pads, or if I'm a cat and I have a tail, I might sit like this because I don't want to squash my tail. So I'm just sitting, right? So I'm just sitting, and it informs everything that you do. So then you end up having this kind of behavior, but you just so that's the animal exercise. Anyway, while I did this, and you don't tell the class what your animal is, and they have to try to see if they could see the animal, and they're all saying some kind of like, oh, I see a panther, I see this or that, and they're all like feline. But then Miss Batson looked at me and she looked in my eyes and she says, I see Eartha. And I was like, and then when she said that, I got like a chill, like a moment. I was like, like something in me just felt like I knew her or something. And I just got really hungry to learn about her. So I went home and I started doing research, and I fell in love with her story. And I realized that she wrote 3 autobiographies and 1 memoir. I was like, who writes this many books about themselves? So I realized that she had a story in her, that she wanted to tell the truth about her life, that she wanted everybody to know. So I started on that path, like helping to retell the story. And one of the story that you saw, that portion of it was about how she was so abused and so rejected and had such a downtrodden life, and that she had to pick her own self up with self-love in order to be where she was today. Also, being of mixed race, she completely being of mixed race, and in a way was at that time rejected by other races. She just embraced all the races within herself. So while everybody saw a Black woman, she saw herself as colorless. She saw herself as, so she really did not say, I am Black, I am, because she was a daughter by product of rape by the plantation owner's son. So half Black, half Cherokee. I mean, a third Black, a third Cherokee, and a third Caucasian. So this is her actual makeup, but she was just like, well, what the hell? I'm like, whatever, because you guys are not treating me any better.
Yeah, which is majority of the, people who were, raped, and that's why they're mixed colors, they're lighter skin and all of that.
Right, exactly. So that started me on the journey, and it's gotten some really good response, because what people have learned is that she is not what the public persona and the caricature that everybody knows. There's so much more to her that everybody can actually identify with and be inspired by. Oh, exactly, so many layers.
So many layers. That's
amazing.
Now, how do you get into the? Do you have a certain special way that you get into the zone?
Into the zone, it's constantly expanding. With lately, I noticed that, and this is my own thing, that music actually, like musical artists and music, when they create the music, right, they're already on a vibration. It's already in the music. So sometimes in a place I can find like a character, whatever that I'm living is actually within the music. I put on the music and then I instantly can, get in there and then tap into the, my own knowledge of what it is. Like if it is about loss, what is loss? What is it? And, and so many, or if it's about love or whatever, or motherhood. What is it? Like, you and I know motherhood now, in a way that we totally didn't know it 25 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean by what you know. You know by what you've learned in life's experiences. So all of these things are important. And what's very important is, like, for me, if I already look at the script and I see what are the elements surrounding the character, what period is it, what do they like to eat, how hot is it, what is the weather like, and if I tap into those senses, you know what I mean? If we're in South Carolina in the dead of heat, and tap into the sounds of the crickets and tap into all these things,
Yeah.
inform your reality,
Yeah.
and also help you to focus,
Mhm.
right? In a live show, what I'm doing is very challenging because focus is very key.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's a small black box theater where the light will shine a particular way, and now all of a sudden everybody in the front row is like, hello.
Yeah.
And in order for me to tell this story in a way that's very effective, I have to bring the reality to them. So right where, like, say you and I are talking right now,
Yeah.
right? And I see you.
Mhm.
I see you. I have to, over you, put what I call a fourth wall, and everything, the reality is living right there. So right where you are
Yeah.
is the person that actually raped me.
Mm.
So even if I look in your direction,
Yeah.
everything that is alive in that moment of being raped is now alive there. So even though you are physically there and you are taking up that space, you're not really there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all of that is focus.
Like a projector, you projected
Exactly.
something over there, so then you could focus. Okay,
Right.
so this is what I see. Like, yeah, you have to tap into like all of this, and I mean that's amazing. I'm like, it's just, I'm baffled.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's super amazing just to hear the process and what you learn all along. I mean, like,
yeah. It's
fascinating.
like art. I mean, it's like why I love art in every form. I
Yes.
respect dancers in a way that it's like, oh, everything that we do as artists
Mhm.
is incredible. Like you're creating that you do with your hands,
Mhm.
the things you bring to life that are in front of, like, within your mind, and you make it 3D is incredible. Incredible. All of
You're creating,
everything
I mean, all of us artists are creating
yeah,
something out of basically nothing. It's
out of
from,
nothing.
right? You're creating it out of nothing. You've actually had to
Right.
put yourself, you've imagined this and you put it all
Yeah.
together, and you've thought,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, now I can do it. I can show you from your acting. I
Yeah.
can show you from, my canvas. I can show you from
Right.
the art shows that I put together. Like,
Yeah. Oh my
right?
God. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, the
Amazing.
same thing for you and what you're doing. It's amazing. It's so inspiring because to know that from where we were working and then
Yeah.
finally get to a point where we're doing more what we love and
Yeah.
doing more what makes us happy.
Right.
And as mothers, that's hard to fully get to that point because that's not what we're taught,
Right.
So,
Right. So I'm really looking forward to see, as mothers,
mhm.
the product, our children, and how much of that they take in
Yeah.
and what that does. Because, like I said, we're
Yeah.
coming from a different place,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. How old are your
So,
kids now? How old are your kids now?
my kids are 20 and 24, darling.
Oh my God, really? Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
20.
Time flies. Time flies,
Time flies. Yeah, mine
Um,
are 11 and 12.
You see? Oh my God. Well, I didn't realize they were that close.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had them back to back.
They're like
That's amazing.
17 months apart. Mhm.
Oh, 17. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's almost two.
Yeah, he just
Almost
turned 11 February 2nd.
Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Oh, Aquarius. Hello in the house. Nice.
Do you have any special like specific memories of um special heroes and mentors that really like helped you along the way?
Well, Eartha has now been, even though she's passed along, she's been a huge hero and mentor for me. Um, I mean, I just admire so many people, and it's tough to. I just always remember like Felicia Rashad and like so many people that I just live, love, and admire.
Yeah.
But as far as firsthand, like working with people, I remember there was a woman. She's also passed along, but just in the neighborhood, she put together a program for young artists, and she allowed me to, to produce a segment in the show. And that was like she really believed in me.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just a kid, like 14.
Oh, wow.
And she really gave me so much as far as really looking at myself differently and believing in myself. And sometimes it just takes that one.
Yeah.
It's so important for kids to really, believe in themselves. So.
Yeah. It takes that one person to believe in them, like, oh, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Now, let's see, I like to ask, like towards the end of these conversations with everybody, I like to ask some like, spiritual life questions, like Oprah questions. So I'm going to ask you.
Yay.
What do you think the secret to a happy life is?
The secret to a happy life. I think the secret to a happy life is really focusing. Focus is everything. That's my thing. Like, so I think focusing on your wins, focusing on your loves, focusing on the good things is the secret to a happy life. Like, for instance, I think that there's so much crap that we focus on. Like, there's so much to be annoyed about, right?
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yeah.
This price is too high. This person disrespected me. There's so much to negatively focus on. But oh my God, how many amazing, wonderful things are there? Like, if you had, like, for me, I love chocolate malted cake.
Oh my God.
If you have oh my God, if you sink into that chocolate molten cake, and at that moment, that's all there is. It is complete heaven.
It's divine.
Like, it's divine. And so why should the traffic be more important than that? Why? Yeah. Because you choose for it to be. If it's springtime and you happen to be at a place that you see your favorite flower and it is so incredibly beautiful, and you're looking at it like, good God, like this is amazing. This is beautiful. And your eyes are sinking into such beauty, or wherever it is in nature that is like your favorite place. Maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's whatever. And you're in that moment and you're like, oh my God. So what I'm saying, Linda, is like, there's so much that is so great. Yeah. It's so much that we ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, we're rushing from here to the subway and miss like 100 opportunities to either behold beauty or enjoy a song, or we miss it.
Yeah.
Completely. And it doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means that we decided
it's
more important. We missed it completely. We missed it. Like, we're trying to catch the A train. Whatever train.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But I think if you were to ask me all the years that I've been alive and all the things I've been through, I've observed that what we are when we are in our most down times is, it does not mean that if we turn, like, if here's the downtime, right? It doesn't mean that if you go like this, there's nothing incredibly amazing over there. So it's about your focus. So if you want to be like, oh man, this is hard, you could do it.
Yeah. Or,
and it's just
look this way and change your perspective.
It's just as real. In other words, it's just as real. It doesn't mean that this is not real, but it doesn't mean that that's not real either.
Yeah.
So, voila, that is my take on life.
What do you think the key to a healthy relationship is?
I think respect for one another. In other words, like, so, and I get this also. I am grateful to get this piece of information from Eartha Kitt, because there's been a viral video that's going around about Eartha Kitt since she was like in her 60s, and somebody asked her, you know, should she compromise in a relationship? And she said,
yes, I love
remember that, right? Mm-hmm. So I think in taking the spirit of that, the key to a healthy relationship is respecting each other enough to know that you need to be your individual self, fully loving and respecting yourself, and respecting the fact that that person gets to be their selves too. And then you come together as two whole people. You cannot be changing one another. You cannot be like no. You have to say, Linda, you get to be fully Linda. And I get to admire and love you being fully Linda. And you do the same and give the same respect to the other person. You will find that you are creating in the middle of the two of you what is love, and something, a more beautiful picture than there was before. And there's always that opportunity. There's always that opportunity for that.
I love that. What do you think the purpose of life is?
I think the purpose is to learn and to grow. I think that if you look around, what life is constantly, everything is growing and changing and moving. When it's not growing and changing and moving, it's dead. Right? So like the plants are always, even though it's sitting still, it's growing.
Still moving. It's
still moving and growing. Atoms, everything is growing and moving and reaching towards, what is it towards?
The light.
Light.
The light.
Right? So we are learning and relearning and unlearning and learning for growth and for love. But it's a constant movement. It's a constant expansion. And it's like a big old school. Like we're learning. We're learning. We have to remember that. Especially when life throws us lessons that are tough, you know? I was like, that hurt bad. That hurt, right? But then you got to go, well, what did I get from it?
What did I learn from it? What can I take from this?
What can I take from this? Because you're learning. Yeah.
What is your 5-year plan?
Wow. My 5-year plan is to do what I love in a way that it is completely grown roots, firm and grounded.
I feel it. I feel it.
You feel it?
I feel it.
Fully support everything around me. Solid, clear, and known foundation.
Yes, I feel it. It's happening. It's getting those roots. It's going down.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. What's your 5-year plan, darling?
My 5-year plan, honestly, it's very much the same. I mean, I've been on this journey because, I mean, I just got out of fashion, literally, like 2 years ago. I mean,
congratulations.
I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, like March of 2020, and from here, I mean, like what the turning point for me was that when I was let go, I was sewing masks for a year. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit in this. I'm going to, sit with this. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just going to sew some masks. So I was sewing masks for everybody for a year. And then I had to figure out, like, am I going to go back into fashion, which would be the safety, easy clutch to do. Because that's, my experience. Or, what else can I do? Do I start my own business? Do I do this, do that? So what happened was that I always had an extra room in my house. And that extra room used to always be like a mother-in-law suite, an office, an art room. And every room that was didn't feel right.
Mm.
The energy of that room never felt right. There was always like
Mm.
a negative energy in that room all the time for some reason.
Wow.
And
Jeez.
yeah, so finally, me and my partner went to Atlanta, and we
Mhm.
stayed in an Airbnb that was
Mhm.
just so beautifully designed
Mhm.
that I was like, wow, if I ever do an Airbnb, like I want to make sure I've designed it in a way that it just felt so comfortable, so beautiful, and it was
Mm.
coordinated. It had some chocolates out for us. It had my
Yeah.
name on a chalkboard. It said, "Happy birthday, Linda," and it gave me like two things of water, two
Oh.
chips. So
Oh.
the little details of it, I appreciated so much. I was like, just her writing that on the
Oh.
chalkboard, I felt
Yeah.
so
Amazing.
loved and comfortable there that's what I want
Amazing.
to bring if I ever do
Yeah.
an Airbnb. So
Right.
when I came back, I was like, I want that's what I want to do with this room. I think
Right.
I think I'm going to turn it into an Airbnb.
Nice.
And I was painting the room white, the walls. And the floor was like this linoleum tile. I wasn't going to
Yeah.
paint the floors. I was just going to do one or two walls.
Yeah.
And I was in a rush that day and I spilled the paint on the floor.
Okay.
Whole can of white paint fell on the floor, tipped
Oh,
over.
wow. Yeah.
So instead of me freaking out and being upset, I looked at the paint and I was like,
Oof.
I guess the floor wants to be painted.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna paint the floor. Like I didn't get
Yeah.
upset. I didn't freak out. I didn't try to like
Yeah.
get all the paint back into the
So
can. I
beautiful.
just kind of looked at it. I'm like, I guess the floor wants to be painted.
So beautiful.
And I just, did part of the room and had to run upstairs to go do something else. And when I come back and finish painting the floor, when I was done painting the floor, Dierdra, it literally felt right.
Mm. Beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was
Beautiful.
like, this is what the room was supposed to be. The whole
Wow.
energy became positive. Everything about the room energy was right. I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Right.
Yeah.
So when I came back the next day, I looked at the room and I had this like giant black shelving unit that
Yeah.
someone had given me, and
Yeah.
it had like all my supplies and fabrics and all this stuff, right? And I had taken
Mhm.
all of it off and put it away, and I've moved this shelf around a bunch of times from the room. So if anything was
Yeah.
on it, it probably would have fallen off, or
Mhm.
I've cleaned it a couple of times. But when I
Mhm.
went in there that next day,
Yeah.
found an old dime,
Mhm.
and I was like,
Wow.
and it gave me chills. I was like,
Yeah.
what, what, why is this dime here? And it wasn't like a
Right.
regular dime, like a modern dime. It was
Old dime.
like an old dime. Like
Mm.
I got chills. I was like,
Mm.
wow.
Mm.
To
That
me,
is,
it felt like a sign. Like this is right. This is the right
that's a
path.
sign.
It's the right
That's
path.
a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Book
like
10.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
I designed the room like within a month, put it on listing, and it's
Mm.
been fully booked, almost fully booked since June.
Oh my gosh.
And
How
then the
amazing.
week that I put it
Wow.
on Airbnb, the week that I listed it, it was it was booking up. As soon as I listed it for that first week, it started
Yeah.
filling up, and
Yeah.
that's the week that my old company decided to hire me back.
Stop it.
They had given me an offer, and I had to
Right.
decide whether do I take the risk
Yeah.
or do I go back.
Right. What'd you do?
I took the risk.
Whoa. My God. And how does it feel?
Feels beautiful.
Wow.
And
That's huge.
that's a huge risk for
That's
me
huge.
because I'm a
I
workaholic.
know.
I'm a single
I
mother.
know.
Like,
I
do
know.
I really take that risk and
I
focus
know.
on myself right now?
Yeah. You know what?
Thank God the Airbnb started at the same time that job
Yeah.
came in, that I was
Amazing.
able to take that risk and be like, I'm just gonna try it.
This is the secret though to greatness.
Hmm.
You have to know that you are now in the company
Hmm.
of greatness.
Hmm.
Every single, person that's been on this planet that you think is amazing and great has had to make that choice. And there you are.
Yeah.
And there you are, because it's always that. It's always right beyond that point of it's like a leap or a jump.
It is.
Right?
Huge,
it's like once you go and you go,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But then you jump and then you go, oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. And it's that fear.
Huge congrats.
It's that fear that keeps us.
Yeah. Oh,
not jumping.
Oh boy. Yes. I have to tell you, even though, and I just want to say this to just admit it, because I'm like very humble in admitting it. Like I said, I do this one person show, and I've been, at this craft for a while now. And you would think, oh, I rehearse, I do my thing, I know what I'm doing, it's all worked out. And every single time, no matter how many times you see me, if you see me live, and it's a great show, but right before I go on, it's terror, it's fear, it's it's huge.
That's
and
how
every time
I start my podcast, I have this like wave of like fear and anxiety. I start sweating. I'm like,
incredible. It's huge. But every time we go through it.
Yeah.
Right. And this is something that I want to share with everyone, to anybody who is gripped by fear right before anything. First of all, you're not alone. We all go through it. A lot of people don't want to admit it. Right. But you gotta go through it. And you'll always be better for going through it than to turning away and saying, oh my God, I just can't. It's like, oh, I was shaking. Yeah, I was shaking. Sometimes it's actually humiliating. Sometimes I'll, you can see it. Maybe some people can see it or whatever. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, and right there, you'll see the trembling. What? But I'm going. Going.
Yeah. Trembling or not, you're going.
Or not, you go. Yeah. You go. So I just want to put it out there for every single person, artist, whoever you are. This is what we're here for. Just go through it. Yeah. And Linda's here to tell you, I'm here to tell you, we're all together in this. We're all cheering each other on.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're all supporting each other. And it's so much better once you do that leap, because now I'm in the leap, and the sky's the limit at this point. So I'm hoping whatever it is that's going to happen in the next 5 years, I'm just going to be living more authentically myself.
Beautiful.
And doing these podcasts, I'm enjoying it more too, because I love stories. I love watching people's stories. I love hearing about, struggles and triumphs and all of that, because, one day I want to write my book and write my stories.
Absolutely.
So I feel like these are beautiful things that help everybody to know that they're not alone. And
beautiful.
I hope to continue all of this. And 5 years, who knows what's going to happen.
Oh, let's meet back. Well, let's meet before then, actually. But
well, I'll meet you March 25th.
Yay. All right, cool.
Right?
Great. Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me here today and seeing your beautiful face.
Your beautiful face. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, Linda.
Bye.